Hello, everybody. Welcome to Broadway.com's Live at 5. It is Thursday, August 15th, and I am Ryan Lee Gilbert.
And I'm Andy Lefkowitz.
And we are joined once again by the beautiful Caitlin Moynihan.
Oh, thank you. Hello.
Also, happy belated anniversary to Caitlin Moynihan's parents.
Yes. Oh,
37
so lovely.
years.
37 years yesterday.
Go, Mom and Dad.
Yes, that's
Love it.
amazing. We are joined also, once again, we have a fantastic guest
Oh my
with
God,
us
guys, we have four-time Oscar nominee Marsha Mason here
Yes.
from Little Gem and Irish Repertory Theatre.
Exactly.
Yes.
Very excited to talk to Marsha Mason. But first, let's talk about today's top 5.
Casting has officially been announced for the Broadway production of Inheritance.
I'm so excited about this production.
Buzzy show. Big
Very
buzzy show, yeah.
So this is Matthew Lopez's two-part Olivier-winning play that's coming over to Broadway this fall, and we have the full cast. So Kyle Soler will be reprising his Olivier-winning turn alongside fellow West End cast members Samuel H. Levine, Paul Hilton, Andrew Burnap, and Tony winner John Benjamin Hickey. The rest of the cast includes two-time Tony nominee Lois Smith, who's an absolute legend.
Delightful.
So excited. Jonathan Burke, who was recently in Choir Boy
Right,
on
exactly.
Broadway.
Yeah.
Jordan Barber, Daryl Jean Dowdy Jr., Dylan Frederick, Kyle Harris, Carson McCauley, Arturo Luis Soria, and that's the whole company.
It's a sprawling cast.
Yes, a big cast. And
Yeah.
this show kicks off performances at the Barrymore Theatre on September 27th and officially opens on November 17th.
People were very excited to see this. It's a
Yes.
big hit over there.
Yeah,
And,
I cannot wait.
It's going to be a big one.
And we finally found out who's taken the island on the road.
Yes, we have known that the Tony-winning revival of Once on This Island was going to be hitting the road for a while now, and now we know who will be taking the story on the road. Many company members from the Broadway mounting, including Cassandra James, Tamira Gray, Philip Boykin, and Courtney Carter, as well as Tyler Hardwick, will be reprising their roles on the road alongside Jamal Bakar, Kyle Ramar Freeman, Brianna Brooks, George L. Brown, and Danielle Lee Greaves will be starring as well. It will open in Nashville, Tennessee at the Tennessee Performing Arts Center on October 15th and is headed to many cities across the country. If you did not have a chance to see this production of Once on This Island on Broadway, it's
so beautiful.
Absolutely incredible. And the director, Michael Arden, also announced that similar, because it was in the Circle and the Square Theater here on Broadway, there will be seats that are on the stage. You can have your feet in the sand if you go see it in all these cities. It's absolutely remarkable.
Nice.
Love this show. Yeah, so congrats and can't wait to see it on the road.
And the Mean Girls touring cast just got a little more gruel.
So
Yes.
much tour news.
Yeah, lots of tour
Sure.
news. So we have the remainder of the cast for the upcoming Mean Girls national tour. So excited about this. Danielle Wade will take on the lead role of Katie Heron, with Eric Huffman as Damien, Galen Gillian as Mrs. Heron / Mrs. Narbury / Mrs. George.
The ladies.
The lady.
There you go.
Yeah.
Adante Carter as Aaron Samuels, Kabir Berry as Kevin, and Lawrence E. Street as Mr. Duval. And they joined the previously announced Mariah Rose Faith as Regina George, Megan Masako Haley as Gretchen Wieners, Jonalyn Saxer as Karen Smith, and Mary Kate Morrissey as Janice.
Yeah, very cool.
Yes,
Yeah.
this will kick off on September 21st at Shays Pack in Buffalo.
Can't wait.
Check it out.
And save the date to see this Broadway-turned-movie play on Netflix.
Yes, the play, Christopher Demos Brown's play American Son, which was directed by Kenny Leon here on Broadway. We knew it was going to Netflix, and now we have some dates. So first of all, it will have its official premiere at the upcoming Toronto International Film Festival, and that will happen on September 12th. And then for all of you Netflix subscribers out there, you will be able to watch the movie on November 1st. Once again, Kenny Leon is repeating his role as director for this, and the 4 stars from the show on Broadway have all returned to reprise their roles, including Kerry Washington, Stephen Pasquale, Jeremy Jordan, and Eugene Lee. It's a very important play, very well done. The play is set in a Florida police station in the middle of the night. A mother is engaged in a search for her missing teenage son, and her husband appears on the evening, and it all just spirals out of control. Very powerful stuff. Very excited to see this on Netflix.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Check it out.
And even more casting has been announced for this upcoming revival of Macbeth.
Yeah, so this is super exciting. So we found out earlier in the week that Corey Stoll and Nadia Bowers, a married couple, will take on the roles of Macbeth and Lady Macbeth in Classic Stage Company's upcoming production of the Shakespeare tragedy. We have the remainder of the cast today. Two-time Tony nominee Mary Beth Peele, who was recently on Broadway in Anastasia, will appear taking on the role of Duncan, alongside Eric Lochtefeld, who is about to wrap up his run in King Kong as Banquo. And the remainder of the cast will include Barzine Akvan, Rafi Barsumian, Najema Kamara, Antonio Michael Woodard, and Jade Wu. So check this out at Classic Stage beginning on October 10th.
And there are a couple other things that you can check out on the site right now as well. Susan Blackwell sat side by side with Rebecca Naomi Jones from Oklahoma. Fantastic episode of that. Also, episode 7 of James Snyder's Harry Potter and the Cursed Child vlog, Magic to Do, is up. Almost done with that. Very sad to see that one go soon. And there was a Scotland PA press event. That new musical is opening at the Laura Roundabout.
Guan.
Adam Guan.
Incredible
Adam
songwriter.
Guan. Yeah, absolutely. And it's based on a 2001 cult hit film. That'll be beginning performances at the Laura Pels Theatre on September 14th off Broadway. So you can see a photo from those events as well. All right, Andy, thank you so much for doing the news with me, sir.
Yeah.
Caitlin, would you tell us a little bit about today's guest?
Gladly. Yes, we have Miss Marsha Mason here with us in the studio today. She is here to talk all about the show Little Gem, currently playing at the Irish Rep. As we said before, she's a 4-time Oscar nominee for her roles in Cinderella Liberty, The Goodbye Girl, Chapter 2, and Only When I Laugh. You may also know her for her TV appearances in Frasier, The Good Wife, Grace and Frankie, and more. She's also been on Broadway. She does everything, I guess, okay? She does everything. We're going to talk all about it. She made her Broadway debut in Cactus Flower, and she went on to appear in The Night of the Iguana, Steel Magnolias, and more. I love Steel Magnolias. Okay. Follow her on social media at Real Marsha Mason. Don't follow fake Marsha Mason. Don't do that one. Follow the real one. Leave all of your questions in the comments below. And please welcome Marsha and Ryan.
Marsha Mason, thank you. This is the real Marsha Mason.
The real one.
The real
this
one.
is the real one.
Well,
Yes.
we're so excited that you came by to chat with us about
Thank you.
Little Gem and about your career. Tell us, first of all, for anyone who hasn't seen Little Gem yet, it's playing at the Irish Repertory Theatre. Tell us a little bit about what this play is about and who you play in it.
Well, the play is about 3 generations of women in a single family. I play the grandmother, mother, then there's a mother and a granddaughter. It's a series of monologues that Elaine Murphy wrote. It's beautiful, it's funny, it's sad, it's moving, it's hard.
Right, and this is Elaine
It's
Murphy's
very
debut
hard.
play, is that right?
What?
This is her debut play, Elaine Murphy, right? I believe
Yes,
so,
I do.
yeah.
Yes, I think so.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah,
And
she
so-
did it, I guess, in 2008.
Right,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
And what was it about this role or this play that made you want to be a part of it?
Well, first, the writing was wonderful. I thought that, first, I'm desperate to see more women on the stage.
you and me
After I was
both,
listening
yes.
to all the men that are in those
My
plays.
goodness, yes.
And
We can spend your
musicals.
whole life at
Yes.
5 talking about that.
Exactly. So here we had 3 women of
Yes.
three separate ages, all commenting basically on their life together and telling their story. So, and it was funny and also moving, and so those are 2 very good elements for a good play.
Yeah.
And also, I wanted the personal challenge because it's very hard. It's a series of 6 monologues, and they're pages long. So, will you really? You're out there without a net,
Yeah.
and that's hard.
Right. No, and the fact that it's just the three women
Yeah.
up there on that stage. What's it been like getting to know these women, working with these women alongside your co-stars?
Oh, Brenda and Lauren are just terrific. Lauren O'Leary is Irish, obviously. Brenda Meany is Irish also. So I was surrounded by Irishness.
Right.
So that was good. And we have a great time together. It's a really good company. And
Yeah.
we have a strong affection for each other, which of course, I think also happens because that's what the play is about also.
Right. Yeah. What was it that you were drawn to specifically with this character? Is there a message that she has? Is there a message the play has that you're hoping audiences are taking in, that their conversations they'll be having afterward?
Well, I think what's really kind of fascinating is that all three women are dealing with their sexuality, their experiences with men, and becoming mature individuals. And to see it from the perspective of three generations. And there is a remarkable difference between the three women in terms of how they deal with things and how they feel. So that really intrigued me. And also it's kind of brave and challenging to be that honest, a character to be that honest on the stage. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And talking directly to the audience and making them laugh and making them cry. So
Right.
That's
Is there
good.
something, as someone who's been involved in the entertainment industry, since the 60s, is there something, what are changes that you've seen in terms of how women are represented on stage and screen that you're encouraged by? Where do you see where the industry needs to go even further now?
Well, of course it needs to go further, and it needs to be more populated by a variety, I think, of opinions and philosophies and perspectives.
Yeah.
And that can come from cultural differences as well as gender differences. And we just need to see that tapestry more universally and balanced.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Of course, your collaborations with Neil Simon in the 70s and 80s are iconic, particularly The Goodbye Girl for me. I love that movie. What's something from back on those experiences that you remember most fondly? How did they help you grow as a performer?
I think the fact that I was able to work as often as I was helped me to become a real professional at my job and to be responsible and disciplined and to be able to deliver what I hope are more complex performances.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I find sometimes with the newer material, there's a lack of complexity. I know it's interesting. I was the associate director on All My Sons and working on a Miller play with Tracy Letts and Annette Bening and this beautiful cast. You see the complexity of the storytelling as well as the characters. And sometimes I think in more contemporary plays, there's a kind of thinness, if you will. So I'm hopeful that with the revival of some of these complex and well-written plays, young playwrights will gain some perspective.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you're somebody who's had different sort of phases in her life in terms of career choices. And so, I mean, of course, we all know you, you were also a race car driver for a while.
I know. I was just reading about Dale Earnhardt Jr.
I
worried
know.
about
Luckily, they all seem to have made. But you ran an organic farm.
Yeah,
Like you,
yeah.
Where, have these? How have these experiences and these career changes helped shape you? Helped expand your worldview? You know, like what's it been like to just have so many hats that you've worn?
Well, I actually think they've made me a better person and a fuller person, a more complex person, if you will.
Certainly.
And certainly the race car driving, I did it for 7 years and had a team and everything. I met fear and terror, if you will,
Yes.
head on. But just like this play that I'm doing, I've never been
Different
so
versions of fear
terrified
and
of
terror,
an audience in my life as when you have to look them in the eye and talk to them. But but the farm was very interesting also because I did it for a little over 20 years and I managed it. I paid for it. I hired. I fired. I made all the decisions. So I became an entrepreneur, I became a businesswoman, and I became a manager of Hispanic men. And that's a very, very important part of learning. Nature taught me patience. The men taught me respect, and I think all of those elements have made me a better actor and a director.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And I also know that you mentioned the directing, but you're a teacher as well. Is that just one? How do you find the time to do all of these things? Not to mention,
Well,
you
I
just
don't do
built
them
a
all
house.
at the same time.
But have you been somebody it's always been important to you to where you're pursuing your career, you're being there to help other people accomplish their dreams and their goals? Has that always been at the
Sure,
forefront?
I think so. I mean, sharing and connectedness, I guess, is really the key. And through a strong spiritual practice and meditation and a philosophy of life, I just figure we're all connected. So it becomes important in terms of the give and take with each human being that you come in contact with.
Right. Is there anything that you find particularly inspiring about the sort of the younger generation of performers that are up and coming? Because the industry, is just so different
It's
now.
very different,
right? There
yeah.
are all these different elements that you have to be. What gives you hope about the young people, the new voices that you do get to meet and hear?
Well, one of the things that I see right away is their strength. Because they're more informed, because they've been exposed more both through technology and social media,
Sure.
both the positive and the negative. There's that. And then also, too, they are facing the same issues that adults are facing, and they are looking at the world in a very, very different way than I did. And consequently, I feel very strongly that the 20 to 30 age range of people that I've met are very conscious, and I think that's a really important thing.
Yeah.
They are aware and they're conscious and they're consistent and they're strong about their opinions. And yes, they can change as they grow, but what I like is they're not afraid. They don't seem to be afraid. Or even if they are afraid, they're willing to step up and be
Right.
brave. So I found, for example, the Florida teenagers after the shooting.
Parkland
Yes,
kids? Yes,
absolutely.
absolutely.
And even across the world, the cultural experiences that I've seen young people have to deal with and have an opinion about is, I think, wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's good to hear. Is there something, I know you as we've said, you've been very busy, but what is it about the theater that continues to draw you back? What is it about being on stage? And I know you mentioned it's about facing this kind of new fear and terror, but what is it about the theater that you love the most? That makes you...
I started in the theater and I want to die in the theater because I do. I think it's really mystical, magical, and there's this energy, there's this connection and energy that you can experience that you can't really experience anywhere else.
Right.
In a movie, you have it privately, while you're watching something on the screen, and you can be deeply affected
Yeah.
as a participant. But you don't have that experience as the actor with the camera.
Yeah.
Whereas with that, and also I think that audiences need to understand that they are a participant. They are very much involved in that dynamic of what takes place.
Right.
They are participating. And I think it's hard for them sometimes to understand that unless they've been going for a while. But I'm hopeful that that they will continue to make the theater flourish and also to go beyond big musicals. And I'm hoping that the community and also our government, if they would only subsidize the arts better,
my gosh,
it would be
yeah,
great.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a biggie.
It certainly is. But also, like, an era of time that I'm fascinated by, Hollywood in the 1970s. I mean, there's just this golden era. What the heck was it like out there? Like, describe to me a little bit of just what it was like to be, in Hollywood in the 70s, making these movies, getting 4 Oscar nominations. Like, just what was that time of your life like?
Oh, it was fabulous. It was so much fun. It was Mostly, I think the thing that was so great was that you got to work, and movies were reasonable. You know, if I tell you what the budgets were of those films, you know, we're talking the tops was maybe 24 million. Do you know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
So it's a very changed business now, but I hope that maybe with cable, Netflix, these different platforms, including, you know, everything that's possible for storytelling, could be really wonderful. And it was. It was a relatively small community. And what I really liked was nobody asked me the label of my dress that I was wearing, and I didn't have to worry about it or have 18 zillion people, you know, fix me up and dress me up and make me up and do all of that. I think that's hard work. And I really look at some of the women stars today, and I know how hard that is, because that red carpet is as hard a job as anything you've ever seen. And to take that constant criticism is just, I just think it's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. Speaking of Netflix, how much fun are you having with Grace and Frankie?
Oh, that's
6 seasons, I think is now it's already. How much fun is that working with all of them? Can you tell us anything about what's coming up for your character?
Well, I don't know. Every season, what they do is I get a call and they tell me they're working on a storyline, but then ultimately you never know where it's ultimately going to go, because then the writing staff has to attack it and decide what's best. And Marta Kaufman is absolutely phenomenal. So she makes really good decisions, and they're the ones that are responsible for the show. And I'm just really grateful and happy to.
It looks like
be
you're
a
all
part of it.
having a blast.
Oh, everybody is so great.
Right.
It's so great to work with that much female energy.
Have you? And I'm assuming, have you had young people come up and say like, I know you from Grace and Frankie?
Oh,
like,
yeah. Oh, that demographic is huge. From,
Yeah.
you know, 18-year-olds to 80. I mean,
Right.
truly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, and I mean, it's so odd because I have a whole speech in the Little Gem about those things, you know. And I thought to myself, my God, you know, everybody's talking about dildos and all kinds of stuff. Just hysterical. You know?
Yes.
Oh,
With that segue, Caitlin,
Let's go to those fan questions.
Caitlin, what would some of our viewers like to know
This
from
is my
Marsha
favorite
Mason?
day. Oh gosh, this is such a good day,
great.
you guys. So Jake wants to know, how do your various experiences as director inform your acting experience, and vice versa?
Well, that's a big question and probably a long one, but they're two very different disciplines. The director is really responsible for making the actor feel safe and for illuminating the arc of the story. So those are the two most important elements. And then what the actor has to do is the actor has to reveal the character and the choices, through the choices that they make, tell that particular aspect of the story. Now, because I've been an actor, I already have an empathetic perspective for the actor. So I try to make them feel as safe as they possibly can and draw as much of their talent to the fore for them to make sure that they're doing the very best they can.
Right. With all of the experiences that you've had, has writing a play, or is that something you're interested in doing? Sort of writing more, creating more on that end.
I have been thinking a lot about it lately.
Yeah.
I have been, and a play is a little bit intimidating to me,
Sure.
compared to, say, a screenplay. But I am thinking about it, and I may very well move on that.
Yeah, I would love it if you did.
Okay, good.
I think we have
All
time
right, then
for
I
it.
will.
You heard it here first.
All
Yes. I think we have time for one more.
Yeah, let's
question.
do
Yeah.
one more. And Alexandra says, hello from London.
Oh.
Is there a piece of advice that you would give your younger self before building your career in the arts?
I think you should have a deep passion for what you want to do, And don't worry about anything excepting finding a way to express that passion.
I think that's fantastic
Beautiful.
advice. Yeah, absolutely. Marsha Mason, thank you so much for coming by our
Oh,
Live at
thank
5.
you.
It's so wonderful to have you.
Well, I had a good time.
Well, good. That's excellent. If you, of course, you can follow her at The Real Marsha Mason.
Yes,
Make sure you do
yes.
that. And please go see Little Gem at the Irish Repertory
Yes,
Theatre.
we're there until September the 8th.
That's right. So get on that. Go see it. Thank you again so much for coming by
My
and chatting with us.
pleasure.
It's
Oh,
been
thanks.
such a pleasure. Caitlin, would you please take us out?
Yes. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. We are live at 5 every single weekday here on Facebook. You can listen to us wherever you get your podcasts by searching for hashtag Live at 5 and hitting that subscribe button. Be sure to tune in on Monday, not tomorrow, Monday, when we talk to Alice Ripley all about the pink unicorn.